All right, so I've been saying a lot lately about these trading partners, and it's up to everybody on how they want to do it, right? You can either have me pick your partner for you randomly, like I'm not just gonna pick it myself, like you should go with this person because I have no idea who's doing and who's gonna mesh well with whoever. So I understand if somebody doesn't want me to pick their person for them and they want to like search out and find somebody themselves. You don't got to do this with me, but it was just a suggestion that was brought to me, right? And I thought I'd take the initiative to bring it to everybody else because I think it's a good idea. I did this once before on my own when I was learning how to trade. Uh so like a lot of traders that are profitable and really make money, right? They trade with somebody. Whether how that looks like is up to you and your partner, but a lot of people will get on a call together if you're able to, like if you are both home during the day or whenever you want to trade, if you guys can both be on your computer and be on a Zoom call like we are right now, and trade together and get each other's feedback, that's cool. If not, just like exchange numbers, exchange Discord names, Telegram names, whatever it is, Facebook, whatever, and just constantly being constant contact about the markets. Like whenever you guys are going to trade, I don't know, try to come up with a system that's going to work for you and your partner, right? The goal of this is sometimes, well, not the goal, but the point of this is that sometimes we talk ourselves into seeing what we want to see, right? And sometimes it may not really be there. You start drawing all these lines on your chart, and you know what I mean? You may really convince yourself something, and then somebody else can just like point it out to you, like, yo, hey, like what about this? You know, it's beneficial. And some people may have to get over their egos with that, you know, that comes in trading. But so the way I was gonna do this was, so let me, screen is being shared. Okay. So I created something in the Discord. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's only going to be here temporarily. But if you come down here to the community tab, there's this trading partners temp. Uh, and you can either click this here or you can just come right here to this trading partners. Hopefully you can see this. If you can't see this, let me know. But I posted in here that if you want me to randomly select your trading partner, then say let's go down below and I'll select them on Friday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into a like a comment randomizer, whatever you want to say it. And I'm gonna do like the first two people picked or a partner for, and then the next two like that. If we even get enough people that actually want to do this, because you don't have to do this by any means, but I suggest that we do it. And the only way I'm going to be a partner with somebody is like I want to be a part of it, right? But say we have an odd number, then I'm gonna remove myself or however you know what I mean? If we have an odd number and I need to add myself, then I'll add myself. Or if we only get like three people, then we'll just have a group of three and do it like that. Hopefully we get more than three people that want to do this, but yeah, just drop a let's go down here. This is gonna be deleted after Friday. I will put this will be deleted. My computer is bugging. This entire uh tab will be deleted Friday. Yeah, you should be able to come in here and post. Hopefully you can. If not, then yeah. So that's literally it. We don't gotta make it any more complicated. If you guys have any feedback on how you want this ran, I know it's only me, Karen, on the call. But if anybody watching this or anybody at all wants has any feedback on how we can do this or whatever, don't be shy to speak up and let me know. But yeah, that's really it. Friday, I'm gonna be picking these. Uh, I don't know if I really need to go live to pick them, but I will if I have to. But that's all we're going to do on that. Let's look at the market. So I posted this about Bitcoin in the chat here. So if you go down here to technical analysis, earlier I posted this. Low computer. All right, so earlier I posted the screenshot. Okay, so if you look at this wick here, these wicks here, these are equal lows, relative equal lows, and then you got this that kind of came down near that direction. It kind of stayed in line with these wicks and these candles over here. Same with these wicks; these are all in line. This was a big area of resistance and no, not resistance, support, and there was a lot of liquidity below, right? And there was also a fair value gap right below it. There's also one here, and there's also one here with this demand area over here. So this was a risky play. I said that in the other screenshot that I'm about to show you. But I do like this. I like this look on the daily because we just took out all this sideways movement, just barely, just literally just pierced it and literally hit the midpoint to the T, literally smacked the midpoint of that fair value gap right here. The biggest fair value gap in this run. So, I mean, um, you come down here, up here to premium section. I dropped that I was going to buy Bitcoin, like right when I was buying it. So you could have taken this if you wanted to. But I posted that it was a risky play because of how Bitcoin has been falling pretty hard lately. So, we're down at 60K. But yeah, I got in here. Now let me go back to the actual chart. I can explain a little more why I got in this. Okay, so if you look, let me go to the 5 minute. So you got first all this liquidity sitting right here. Buy side liquidity. It's liquidity that's on the buy side. You have to buy to go through that liquidity, right? And then there was also all of this like trend line liquidity right here that we smashed down through. So we took out a lot of lows that people might have been previously trying to buy from. I don't know why anybody would have bought in here, but that's the market logic, right? And then we shot up, and this is also right after we tapped into that big fair value gap. This big move right here, this big push down that took out this liquidity is also the little spike on the daily time frame that took out that entire strong support level. And then it shot back up, came back down, and then started to shoot up through all of this liquidity here. Now, this fair value gap, this isn't what it looks like on the 15-minute, but this is a 15-minute fair value gap. So we came up and we took all of this liquidity. Yes, we did not break this, but this is the highest. This is the next high that broke this low. So this is technically an external high on a 5 minute time frame. You go to a 15-minute, the external highs are going to change. The external high, well, it would still be right. It's not going to change until I go up a little bit higher. But this is the next high we need to run through. This could just be a pullback before we keep going down. But I'm risking it. I'm going for it. I said that it was risky when I posted it. But yeah, so I'm in this buy here. And ultimately, the take profit above this level here, kind of like encompassing all of these highs right here, including these back here. There's also this fair value gap right there, which we've already tapped into, right? So I guess this isn't really even open. It filled it. So here's a tip on fair value gaps, right? Um, if you want to know if a fair value gap is considered filled or not, a fair value gap or an imbalance, any imbalance is considered filled when it is filled 50% to the midpoint. So that fair value gap is actually uh not even worth it. So I'm gonna delete that. That's why drawing them out helps. Drawing what? That's why drawing them out helps. You know, sometimes you just need to visualize it because I needed to visualize. But yeah, so that's a pretty ambitious take profit, right? And this is a futures account, so it has to be closed every single day. So I can only get so much out of this trade because it'll close automatically, but or liquidate the account. But there's fair value gaps up here that I can gravitate towards. Here's a tip. Price is always seeking liquidity and imbalances and inefficiencies, which are the same thing. So you always want to be looking when you're looking for take profits or just what do you think is going to happen with the market at all. Do you want to look at the market? This is what I do. I look at the market and I look at where are we and where are we going to go? Where do we need to go? Where is price most likely to go and how is it going to get there? How is it going to get there is the most important part. But so like if I'm looking at this right, we're here. I already explained where we were at from the daily time frame, right? I said we just broke through all this. And a lot of times after you take a major level, price reverses. So that's another key factor to my trade here. We see fair value gaps up here. There's a fair value gap. So that's like a possible partial point right there somewhere in here. I have two contracts on this. I could take off at least one there. Another possible partial point is right after you take this high, because remember what I said, after you take highs and lows, a lot of times price reverses. Uh, and those are probably the only two places that I would partial out. Maybe here, or well, nope, see, filled to the halfway point. Oh, actually, I drew it wrong, so maybe I'm wrong on that fair value gap. Yeah, it still hit it. Yep. So that fair value gap has been efficient. It's been efficiently filled in. Yeah, two partial points here that you potentially partial at if you wanted to. I don't even have a take profit set on this because I don't really think it's going to get there in the amount of time it'll happen today. I mean, this whole run happened today, and I don't have the news open, but I did have it open. Okay. Okay. More. Damn. I'm probably not honest with you. Uh I don't like FOMC. I mean, I might trade in the morning, but typically FOMC days are choppy in the morning. It's just a lot of people like there's a lot of fear in the market in the mornings. And if I do trade at all, I'll be out. I do not like trading news unless I'm right there at the computer, and I'm not gonna be at my computer at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So probably not. Yeah, I'm probably not. So yeah. I mean, Bitcoin gets affected heavily by FOMC, so you never know. So look, we are moving up here. We're moving up with impulsiveness, right? See, there's all these green candles here are way bigger than these previous black candles, previous down candles. That's a big spike of manipulation. That's what I say that is. But yeah, let's move on and look at something else other than Bitcoin. So don't worry about what my pairs are called. These are just the future versions. You because I'm trading futures and these are hooked into the broker that I'm trading on. Let's look at gold. Okay, so let's first go out. So I haven't actually charted on gold from the higher time frame in a little bit. So first thing on the weekly, and this fair value gap is going to move. But this is how I start. This is how I look at charts, and this is how I start. Okay, so first thing I see is this fair value gap here, and then I also see this order block right here. And when I'm on higher time frames like this, I will use the opens and the closes of the order blocks because it is such a higher time frame, and I want to look at that move started. Weekly will be. All right. And then you go down to the because there's really nothing else to look through on the left because this entire move here is uncharted territory. We've never been that high, I believe. Yep, nope, we've never been up that high before. After we broke this level here, this is uncharted territory. And as you can see, we've been moving down aggressively. So if you really look at this, this is not a good vibe for me from the weekly. Too high up, right? And then gold. See, this fair value gap is completely different on the daily time frame. It's non-existent. But we're gonna keep that level there so that we know that that's a weekly fair value gap, and this level could still be respected. But as far as the daily goes, I don't really see nothing. Does this little order block here, but we dug down deep into it. I don't think it's gonna hold. I think it's gonna continue to go down here to at least this level. So it's time to start looking for sells, in my opinion. If I go to the 4 hour, yes, see, so this is that daily order block, but this is the 4 hour order block. So this is the last line of defense here on these lows. But um this was a major level. Sell side liquidity. Only way you could buy on this, the only way I would buy on it. I just don't see nothing. Buy. It would have to come up and break. I'm gonna say at least this level before I would consider buying. Because you got this little order block here. This could be another reason to go down right here. This could be if you're looking for the sell, right? If you're looking for a sell, we'd be looking at right here. Most of this down move has been filled in. That fair value gap's not really much to speak of. Hold on, let me check some. No, wrong one. Previous day high. That's the previous day high up there, so that doesn't help me at all. Really a significant level at all. So, okay. On the 4 hour though, actually I like this a little bit better. I would use the 4 hour view. Fair value gap right there. Fair value gap up here. Then another one up here. I basically am not trading that. I'm not going to be trading. There's too much uncertainty unless it comes up here. If it comes up here, I'm selling. You also got this level right here that lines up with the fair value gap. All right, so EU. Yeah, nothing that I would want to do with this at all. It's too choppy. It's just been lethargic here. Tomorrow, tomorrow it's probably actually, you know what? Yeah, with that idea, with tomorrow in mind, we're probably gonna fill this entire fair value gap in. I could almost bet that. Almost bet that it's gonna come fill this in tomorrow in FOMC. Yeah, look at that big level right there. We can even fix that a little bit. 4 hour view and refine it a little bit. But don't be surprised if it comes and takes out all these lows first. I think we're going to sweep these lows and then move up here, fill this in, possibly even take out all of this liquidity right here. There's a lot of times FOMC, it's like there's blood in the market and it's just out to get everybody. That's why I choose not to trade it. So don't be surprised if you see like a big spike down here and then and then it start to just impulsively move back up. It also depends on what they say happens with FOMC. It's the rate decision, right? Yeah. Yeah. So it depends. They're saying that it's not going to change with the interest rate, but it does, and it's bad news. It could really affect the market. So nothing to trade on it right now. Nothing. We'll wait for tomorrow. And then we'll look at S&P 500. Oh, did you see that? I didn't even trade this. I was gonna trade this. Damn. See, that's why you need to stick to your guns. I I was in this trade actually, and I got out of it. And I should have stayed in it. That would have been a nice one. Let's see, that would have been, say, I don't know where I entered at, but let's just say you had your stop loss at the end of the fair value gap. And it wouldn't have been too great, but it still would have been a proper trade. Actually had an okay buy point right now. Like literally right where it's at right now, this is a buy point. And I'm gonna tell you why it's a buy. Okay. So for two reasons. And people should be on this call, man. They're about to miss. They're missing. So this was almost completely efficiently filled in. When it's that filled in, I'm gonna roll with it and say it's good. Okay, it's filled in my opinion. It's filled in. Now I go out to the daily time frame. No, what's Bitcoin? Before I do that, what's Bitcoin? Let me check my chart. Well, it looks like it retraced a little bit, but that's all right. All right, so daily time frame. Got this daily order block here. The last order block before this big fair value gap down here. Which this is concerning as far as the buy goes. But we came into this order block and we moved away, right? And we actually filled in this daily fair value gap. And now look how it literally fills in that fair value gap and drops, right? Like it can't be a coincidence. Price, especially daily levels. If you look at daily and weekly levels like this, they hold so much weight. They really do. You could trade off these daily levels alone if you're a swing trader. So when we moved into this, right, we did this. What happened? We moved in. Now remember, this is the last level before we broke down into this level down here. So we moved up, boom, boom, boom. We broke this level right here. Came back down. We did not break the lowest low. Well, this, I guess that's it. That's it. If you want to say we took some liquidity right there, you can say that. And then we came up and we broke this level again. Okay. And then we came back down. And so far, it's been higher highs and higher lows. Now, what this is called is a 2 by 2. It's when it comes into your level, your zone, instead of entering right away, you wait for 2 highs and lows in your desired direction. So if the market here, the market's moving down like this, and you have a level, say right here, this was your point of interest that you were looking at, you want to wait for price to have a market structure shift, come down, respect this low, have another market structure shift. This is your 1, this is your 2. And then idea is that it would come back down and this would be your entry. Okay. Literally, this is smart money. This is Wyckoff right here. That's what this is. What this is. This is literally the preliminary support right here. This is your what is your preliminary support? Man, it's been so long since I've used Wyckoff. Preliminary support. Your OS. No, it's not. I know this is your shakeout, and then this is your spring, and then this is your sign of strength. But it's all liquidity being manipulated right here, and then coming up to show a sign of strength, and then continuing after we took out all this liquidity. I know I just drew a bunch of lines, and you probably have no idea. That being said, I think I'm about to place a trade, and I'm gonna let it ride till tomorrow. So this is how the trade's gonna go. I got 10 minutes left. So we're gonna take profit up just to here. That is a 1 to 4.5. And we're going to enter at the bottom. Like the stop loss is going to be below this low. So the stop loss is at 5,023.75. And the E-mini S&P is just the same thing as the S&P 500. So if I were to dig down on the 1 hour, okay, you can see this a little bit better. Look at how this level just mashed through those equal lows here. What see, this was all through Asian session, and then London kicked through it. Actually, no, New York kicked through it, and then this was the rest of the day. No, this was last week. My bad. But we got so this entire move down here is considered one order block, right? But for the sake of refinement and example, because you can refine your order blocks down even lower, right? And I did not even know that hit that in there, but look at how it just smacked into this candle. Now it's moving away, right? This candle reacted off of this imbalance down here. When the bullish fair value gaps are being respected, that is a good sign. This was a fair value gap underneath liquidity right here that had a break of structure right here. This would have been a beautiful trade that I did not take. This right here, example, it is order block for one. Order block that's actually taking out liquidity over here. Let me break this down. So liquidity right here. Order block right here. Okay. Fair value gap right here that takes out all this liquidity and takes out all of this liquidity and then comes back and it even continues to break these highs here. And then we come back and we take this liquidity that has the fair value gap right underneath it. That is a beautiful setup. 100% beautiful. Okay. Now I'm gonna enter. Okay. Market. Stop loss. Not 99. 0, 0. That's a big stop loss. A big stop loss. That's not even 1% of my account though. It's actually only like 0.5%. So I might just let that ride. You know what? Do I want to let that ride? It was a take profit. So that'd be 1,500. That would be a nice trade. Let's see what it is if I just do one. That's still only like a 1.5% gain. Now, you know what? I'm going on 2 contracts. And we're gonna buy right now. So you guys just see me enter the trade live. Well, Karen did. Anybody watching the recording could have taken this as well. A nice trade, in my opinion. I like it. There's also this fair value gaps chilling in here. Nice. So about it. Those are the pairs that I look at. I look at S&P 500. I look at Euro USD. I look at gold, and I normally look at Bitcoin. I look at a lot of other cryptos too. But as far as like day trading, for the most part, and especially future wise, I stick to those pairs. I don't like to spread myself across a bunch of different markets. I do look at the Dow and the Nasdaq also, but no, I don't actually trade them. Yeah, gold I'm letting alone. Bitcoin I'm in this trade as well. Looks like it's moving back up. So I also a lot of times Bitcoin and the S&P 500 tend to move together. So another what was that? Oh, I guess Leon's buying gold, but um, I'm not. Guess I'll post in here. I did, but let's see. But we're about to end this call. Let me just drop this trade idea in the group. Ow. Why did it do that? All right, there we go. All right, so that's it. If you are interested in the trading partners, the tab will be open until Friday. You got S&P 500, you got Bitcoin if you took it when I dropped it in the Discord, and I am out of stop this.